Hey guys, welcome back to Easel Does It Studio. My name is Michelle and we're gonna try something today that Daniel Cooper had done this, oh, I don't know, a month or so ago. And, you know, I'm always late to the party. So we're gonna do the hairspray. And this is the hairspray that I use, so I'm just gonna try this. And we're gonna do that in one of the frogs. And in the other frog, we're going to do the UV water drops. So I'm gonna spray the hairspray one first. So I already have put eyes in the frogs. And this one here, we are going to, once the hairspray dries, we're gonna coat it with the Intense Chameleon Powder from Let's Resin, dark magenta. And this one, I have not used any of the Let's Resin Interference mica powder. So this one is green. So once the water droplets, we put it into the UV light and they dry, we're gonna coat that one with the green interference. So I'm gonna do the hairspray first so that can start drying, and then we'll drop the droplets in this one. And by then, hopefully this is done, dried, and then we can put this in the curing machine and coat this one. So that's the thought anyways. Yes. All right, so let's go ahead, and I've seen a couple of other people try it and I'm like, all right, I gotta jump on the bandwagon here. So and that was a bit much. So I'm just going to wipe some off. So, I mean, you want to have enough from what I understand, but you don't want like puddles of it. So that's why I'm like barely pressing on the thingy ding. Might as well get his toes too. All right, and then I want to get under his, not like it's gonna show, but I mean, if we're gonna do it, we want to do it right. And I have a hair, so hang on. All right, got the hair out. And we're gonna need a little bit more. All right, I think that is good. So we're gonna just set this aside and we're gonna let that one dry. And I'm gonna put this on the end of the table so I can remember to bring that back upstairs. And I have the Let's Resin High Viscosity. I'm gonna start with that. I might switch to the other one. It depends on how this goes. I've got my flashlight, so I'm just gonna like basic cure it, and then I will put it in the curing light. So I can see right now I have a puddle. So I'm trying. All right, so I guess there'll be some big ones and some little ones. It looked like a puddle, but maybe that's the way it's supposed to go. I don't know. So, all right, let's go ahead and let's start putting some drops. So I'm going to start up in the head just because this is the hardest area, in my opinion, to do. All right, so I've just got like 4 drops, and I'm going to somewhat cure them just so they're not like running when I turn the mold and get underneath on the chin. So I'm only going to do a couple under the chin, because I mean, we're not going to see under the chin anyways, but you know, I kind of want to have some everywhere. All right, so now you guys should start being able to see what I'm doing. So I'm just putting different size drops. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I figured, might as well try it. I wanted to do the hairspray thing, and I'm like, oh, this way here, doing them both ways, you get to see the difference. All right, so we might as well get some into the legs. And if they run a little bit, I mean, it's not a big deal because they're supposed to look like water droplets anyways. And the high viscosity stays in place better. That's why I picked that particular one, but we'll see. All right, so I guess we're gonna just kind of, I can show you guys can see what I'm doing here. So I just put a, and then I just touch it with whatever's left, so that way we get different sizes. And like that one, I pulled it so it's a little bit long. So you can put as many or as few as you want. It's really fun. The only thing when you're doing the mica powder after, you have to be careful. You can't brush it too hard because you will dislodge your droplets. So I'm just gonna get a bunch more in there. And like I said, I'm finished curing this in the big light once I get all my dots in place. And let's see. All right, so hang on here. I'm gonna get a Q-tip and I'm just going to get some of the some that are pooling, so I'm just kind of, because I want it, I mean, I want it to dry so we can do it. All right, I think it's done pooling. Oh, wait a minute, is that a pool? Yeah. So I'm just basically tapping it, and it's still leaving like kind of like a residue. So yeah. maybe if I put it under my light, that will help dry it quicker. We'll try that. Who knows? All right, so let's keep going here. All right, let's get up in his little leg. You know, some of these areas probably won't show because they'll be towards the bottom, but might as well get them in there, right? So guys, we are less than 100 away from the next giveaway, which is 2,000 subscribers. So if you guys are watching and you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button, like and share. It's free. It helps my channel grow, and I really enjoy doing this. So I want to do another giveaway. So I was thinking one of maybe the IntoResin mold, maybe the pumpkin or the rose jar or something like that for the next giveaway. The first one I did was the clock. So even if it's another clock, if you'd like a gear clock or, you know, something else, or like a frog, I am going to do something after these are all done. So make sure you stay and watch till the end, because I'm going to be adding something to these guys that I also saw on another video, and I will shout her out when I get to that part. So, but we got to get this done first. All right, so I believe we got one back leg to do, and then I'll just see. I mean, I don't want to put a ton, but I want enough that, you know, you can see it. All right, so he needs a couple here and at least one there. So by flipping them over, you can kind of see where your spots are and know if you want any more. All right, so we know we need a couple in there. All right, so we need some in this one. All right, let's see. Yeah, see how that's like a squirrely one, which is fine. All right, so I am gonna go ahead and we're gonna pop him in my UV light, and let's hope the hairspray is dry. And it does, it feels dry. All right, so this one here is going to be the intense dark magenta. So, I'm gonna try and do under his neck first, because that's the hard spots. And then we're gonna coat back both of these. We're gonna fill them with black. All right. And be careful around your eyes, guys, because you can dislodge them. Trust me. Ask me how I know. So this is basically gonna stick where, I guess where the hairspray is or isn't. I think it's where it isn't. So we have a big bald spot right there. All right. So I have never seen this part, but we're gonna try adding a few more. Almost like a second coat. All right, and then we're just gonna let that dry, and I will. So the difference with this technique is you have less of a chance of dislodging your pattern because it's dried to the mold. So, and his toes are just gonna be whatever this color is. Usually I put stones and stuff, but I figured for today's video I would we'll just try it like this and see how he turns out. All right, let's get his little top toes. You know, and I'm sure there's going to be some spots that I completely missed with the hairspray, but that's all right. And then we'll know for next time if it makes a difference or not. So let's, oh yeah, so see this? Well, we are going to have ourselves a special looking little froggy. Yeah, we are. So I have another, I have a toad mold. It's out for delivery for today. I was going to wait to do this, to do it to that, but I'm like, I've got to get something out for today. So let's just get this going and then we will see. All right, so let me wipe this mess up. And all right. So this one here is done. So we're going to move him out of the way. I'm going to cover my UV resin because I should be done with that. And And let's get froggy number 2 out. So basically I'm doing like a boy and a girl frog. I did a pink one, and this one's going to be the interference green. And I'm going to use this brush. I'm hoping it's soft enough. I've never used any of these interference. I've used other ones and mixed it into my resin, but I've never brushed a mold with it and then poured the resin. So this is something new for me. I'm sure you guys have probably all done it 100 times, but all right, so we're gonna do the same thing. I am going to start in the head. And the reason that I'm using this brush for this one is because it's a little bit longer, so I can reach those harder places, I think, a little bit easier with this. And because it's white, you can't really even tell if you've got everywhere. That is my fear. But fears aside, oh, look at that. I don't know if you guys can see the shimmer in it, but it is pretty. So it kind of looks glittery. So I'm trying to not bend the mold because I don't want to dislodge my little raindroppies. So yeah, so make sure you comment down below what you would like for the next giveaway. You know, even a Halloween tray like I did, that would be fun. And whatever I decide, I'm going to make it on video so that you'll be able to, if you win it, you will be able to go back and watch it being made. I think this interference brushing it on might be my new fave here. I was thinking the chrome, but I had just done the chrome, so I'm like, let's pick something I haven't used. Which, anything with less resin, it's surprising that I haven't used it yet because it's my favorite. All right, I'm just trying to get up in the bottom of the little leggy here. So I do have to go out here in a little bit. I got to go drop off a commissioned piece of artwork that I did in painting. And I'm meeting the woman at 2. So I'm going to, when I get these done, I am going to let them set for an hour. And then I'm going to put them on in my curing machine so that we can get this finished. Oh, now this was really easy, and this doesn't make as much of a mess. Guys, I'm liking it. So the only thing with this is you don't want to tap it. If you do, do it lightly because you can dislodge everything. All right, so let's bring our other frog back. Okay, so I am going to mix up 8 ounces of resin because each of these hold 4 ounces because I've done them so much, I know. So I'm going to mix that up and I will be back and we will get these poured. Alrighty, guys, hang on. Okay, so I have my resin mixed up, and I am not going to run it through the debubbler because it's really not going to show. And I'm going to be here for the next couple hours, so I am going to keep an eye on it, and I'll keep spraying it over the next hour with alcohol. So we are going to take our black pigment paste, and gosh, I got to clean my desk today when I get home. Wow, do I have a mess down here. All right, so we're going to stir that up, and we're going to start with that. I think that will be enough because this is 8 ounces of resin. So we're just going to really, really stir this up good. Once I kind of get it all incorporated, I'll start scraping the sides and the stick, because you want to get all of that off your stick if you can. And I should have probably divided this in 2 cups, but I didn't. I'm trying to save on product. I mean, yeah, cups and, you know. All right. Just want to really, really make sure that that is all mixed really well. All right, so that's good. Nice and dark. Can't see the blue through. All right, I'll wipe this off one more time. And now we're gonna pour. All right. So, and I had to start quick because I knew it wasn't gonna pour very friendly because it was so full. All right, so I'm gonna start with that amount, and we'll get some in this one. I am dying to see this one here. But you can see how the bubbles are, you know, already popping all on their own. So that's why I'm gonna leave it a good hour before I put either on the heat mat or in the curing machine. Gosh, am I gonna have enough? I have made these a billion times, and I've... Let me get my little pokey tool here. I'm gonna get them in the toes, because we want our little toes to be full and no bubbles. All right, let's just get all his little digits filled in. Oh, see, this one here is pretty much already done its thing. So yeah, I guess I was panicking for nothing because this little guy is full. All right, so let's just... Come on, just a little. Just a little. All right. So yeah, we have just a little tiny bit left. And let me see. And I know I don't have enough. So we're going to make another flower. Because I'm going to be using these in a project, so I need to get a few of them made. Not a ton of them, but I've had really, really good luck with this. As long as you like really poke in there good. I only had one or two that had a few little bubbles, but 90% of the time, and this came with a kit that I had got, I believe, in Beebeecraft when I was doing one of the unboxings. It might have been the first or the second unboxing for Beebeecraft that I had done, and yeah, it was just... All right, so let's do... Oh, I don't even know if I have enough for my bird. All right, let's try it. I'll make a little black bird. Because, you know, we could use that in my project as well. And if I don't have enough, I can always finish filling him later. But I think we might, if I scrape hard enough. Oh my gosh, guys. We are gonna have just enough. All right. So. All right, so like I said, I'll keep an eye on these over the next hour. I will pop any bubbles that come up, and we're gonna hope and pray that I get no bubbles. Because I usually, even if I run it through the debubbler, I add the color after, so I'm still incorporating bubbles. So I was like, well, I'll just save me the step and we will see. So yeah. I will be back for the next step, because like I said, it's not just the demolding. We're going to do something else after. So stay tuned. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to take off my glove so I can shut my camera off. And I will see you all on the next step. Alrighty, guys. So these are all dried, well, cured. So let me just demold these extras. Look how good that comes out. Almost every single time. So there's a little bit of cleanup on the bottom, which I'm not worried about. And let's get little birdie bird out. So I waited a good probably 45 minutes. And then I popped these into the Let's Resin curing machine. All right, let's get little birdie out. God, I hope my frogs don't have bubbles. So that's my little black bird. He does have some micro bubbles in here, but it's not a big deal for what I'm going to be using him in. So I'm just going to set those there. So let's demold the frogs. And then we're going to start with the next step to this project. And I'm really, really liking the curing machine, guys, because like his toes are not super bendy. All right, so we're going to put him here. Let's get this one, and then we're just going to, we'll flip them over, and we will see the difference. So I can't even remember which one is, I think the purple is the hairspray. I think, if I can remember from this morning, you know, I'm getting old. My brain doesn't, it doesn't retain what it used to, guys. That's what happens when you turn 60. All right, so, all right. I can't wait to get on to the next step. I've never done it. I've seen it, and I've like, oh, I got to do that. All right, so are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm liking the UV resin water droplets, definitely. But look at how green he is. And this is the powder that we used. So, oh my God, I am definitely going to be using this again because this is gorgeous. So he does have a little tiny cleanup on his toes, but I mean, right now it's just literally like breaking off. And there's only a little bit, so it's not a ton. His eyes came out really good. And look, we even see the line for the mouth. There's no bubbles. So let's look at the hairspray. I mean, you can definitely see, but I can feel that. I can definitely feel where the hairspray is. So I'm not like 100% loving that idea. I wanted to try it. But yeah, will I do it again? Probably not. You know, it's one of those things that it's out there. You want to try it. I mean, it kind of looks cool. It gives him a crackly back. His eyes came out really cool, but, you know, it is what it is. So, okay. So, on to the next step. All right. So we are going to, we're going to incorporate the spiders. We are. Does anybody have any ideas what I'm going to be doing? Since I saw Louise Singleton's video, she did this a while back, and I was like, oh my God, that is ingenious. So I have not tried it yet, but we are going to try it right now. So we are going to put some, let me get some tape. We're going to clean this little cup out. All right. So this is just the Let's Resin UV hard type. All right, we don't need a lot, but we need enough to do what we're gonna do. All right, so we're gonna put some wine color in. And we are going to color this resin. Does anybody know what we're going to be making? Drop it in the comments if you know what we're going to be making. So this is one of the reasons why right now I have parchment paper. Because I need to be able to lift this when we do this next step. So we are going to put tongues on our frogs. Yeah, we are. And I probably made up way too much, but all right, so I'm going to make two of them. And I'd rather make them too long than not long enough. So I want this part here kind of shaped so it will go into the mouth. So I'm going to cure this a little bit. All right, I don't want to cure it fully yet. All right, let me get my big scissors because my paper is too big. It's too big for what I want. All right. So I want it turned up a little bit, and then we're going to cure it. You guys don't even know how long I have been wanting to do this. All right. So let's cure it from the bottom. All right, so that's cured. So, All right, let me grab my UV bonding. This is the Let's Resin UV kit for bonding. So this is when you really want to bond something to something else. But before I do that, I want to put a spider on the end. All right, so I think before we do anything, we need to get our spider bonded to the tongue. All right, so we're gonna put a drop, and we're gonna pop our spider, and we are gonna cure the spider on the tongue. Oh. I am really, really loving this bonding UV resin, whatever it's called. All right. So then let's go ahead and we're just gonna trim some of this off. And we're gonna put it right in the middle of his mouth. Guys, I do not know if this is going to work, but here we go. All right, I want to make sure I'm under the camera. I've got you zoomed in somewhat. Let me get my little pokey tool. And the tricky part is going to be holding it in place. Oh, it would help if I had the right end. There we go. So this one's probably sticking up a bit much. I should have reshaped the little thingy, but so yeah. All right, let's see if we can do better on this guy here. So let me get my little scissors and see if we can just kind of shape them a little bit more. Oh, crap. All right, let's make another one. Let's see. Let me get a pen. All right, so this is the shape we need for the mouth. I can always break that off and redo it. I just... So he's just going to have like a turned tongue. Not a big deal. Let me use this little one. It seems stronger. All right. I want him turned up. And this one I made a little bit thicker, so it's going to take a little bit longer to cure. So we're going to put the spider on last, just because if this works better, having that shape of the mouth right, I can break this off and we can redo it. Or maybe I can just use my pokey tool and bring that red around. All right, it's still soft, so let me pop this in the big light. Where's my button? All right, there we go. So while we're doing that, let's take this dotting tool and we're going to bring see if we can just fill that in a little bit more. So they're not going to be perfect, guys, but hey, it's still going to be fun. All right. So let's see if we can just put that like that. This one should be ready now. All right. Oh, much better, much better. Okay. So let's get the bonding one. And we're just going to put, I'm trying to stay in frame, guys. Sorry. I'm going to put that like that. And all right, hold on, and we got our cure. And then I will finish adding some more to this after. I just thought these were so cute. And I didn't have anything smaller. Like I didn't have like a ladybug or an ant or anything like that. So that was the smallest thing that I could find. So that's kind of what I used. All right, so we're just gonna kind of get that so it's sealed to his face. And then we'll do the bottom. And then we'll put the spider on. Oh, you know, I'm like, oh, with the, you know, we've got to stick with the Halloween theme. So these eyes are a little bit bigger than the actual eye spot. These are 8mm eyes, I believe. And I think I would have needed like, I don't know, 4 or 6. But I didn't have any, so I just went with these. So all right, so, and then we're gonna turn this guy over and we're gonna do the bottom of his. All right, so let's see if we can get this one going. And that way there, I don't want these little, you know, tongues to fall off. I do not. All right, so there's our little tongue. And that one's a bit big, but, you know, that one's a boy. They got bigger tongues. All right, where is my other spider? My other spider is right here. All right, and then I will stick these under the heat lamp for 5 minutes, but, all right, so we're gonna use the bonding for this one. And, and we're just gonna give that a good cure. These guys was hungry. They found some big biters. Yeah, that was big. Oh, fucking hungry widow buggers. Yeah, they were. But this bonding UV is amazing, guys. If you don't have it, you really need to get it, especially for, you know, those tight spots where, all right, so let me just use this because this is actually a strong light. And what I like about it is it's rechargeable, but you don't lose your charger thing because it's attached, and that is magnetic. So it just kind of plops on there. So yeah. So these are a little critter eating froggies. So what do you think in the comments? So thanks to Daniel Cooper for the hairspray trick and Louise Singleton for the spider tongue. I mean the frog tongue with the spider. She had like, I think it was like a little, beetle, those little, you know, the red beetles with the black dots. Yeah. Ladybugs. There. Jesus. But yeah. So the female had to go out longer to get hers. So her tongue is skinnier and he was close. So he's just get the short, fat tongue. But yeah, these are our frogs for today, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. I will find something to do with that. I don't know what, but I don't have to worry about it because it's not going to cure as long as I don't have a light going on it. So I will see you guys all on the next one. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will get some pictures and get this posted. Bye, guys.